Now the time has come for the Great Awakening.
What the? My body feels like it's being torn apart.
It is our Omnigears.
It's pulling me in.
Damn, what's going on? Huh? Hey, is that? Our Omni... No, that's not it. Is that our anima relics? It is trying to detach the anima relics from our Omnigears. Deus is swallowing up our anima relics?
What's going on? My Omnigear, why won't it move? It's like it's dead.
This is the true meaning of their anima relics. To attain their respective animus and return the persona, the anima relics are really one set of parts that make them Deus, the physical manifestation of God. They try to retain their original powers and function by aligning themselves with their destined partner. An Omnigear that has lost its respective anima relic is but a puppet. It becomes a mere vessel, a container which there are no contents. And this girl, too, was destined to become one with God. You see, Elheim is really one of the parts of God as well. What the hell are you talking about? Put simply, you serve to bring up all the parts of God together here for me. You're a bunch of stupid fools. It's as if you're all clowns. You believe the legend of how our world and universe was created, but the Ministry and I fabricated that very myth a long time ago to pursue our purposes. That's a lie. How can that be true? I think you'll find out your friends Omnigears are all dead too. I'm talking about your friends who split up and took a different path than you into this place. They were all parts of God. They were disassembled in the past, but once again you are all gathered here. Yes, it is indeed the time for the resurrection of God. What was it all for? Everything I've done up until now. Ramses? It's just you. What are you doing here, Kar? What about me? My existence? What was its purpose? There was only one purpose for your existence, to eliminate Emperor Cain. Cain's will had to become too much like that of humans. He was too concerned about them. He had forgotten his mission to revive God. That is why you were created. You were only made to remove our main hindrance, Cain. But as the original living being, Cain has absolute power. To make you turn on Cain, it was necessary to focus your mind onto a single point. However, being an artificial life form, we were mentally unstable. That is why we used phase existence, resentment. That is the source of your strength. And you have excelled superbly at fulfilling our expectations of you. But we no longer have the use for you. Haven't you realized that yet? You're a piece of trash and are being the reject that you are. Why don't you just leave? What was I born for? What was I living for? But the excuse of a life. Why aren't you? You aren't even human. Now, what to do with the lot of you? Well, I can't just kill you all, seeing as you have served me so well. So as a reward, I'll allow you to be sacrificed to be assimilated into Deus along with this girl. Good, Ramses. Good, this is how I wanted it, Kar. I am fated as to not to be able to kill myself. Now all my wishes have come true, thanks to you. Meang. It just kills everybody. He liked Meang.
Too bad we missed the action. Our Omnigears gave out on the way here. Anyways, let's hurry up and save Ellie.
Yes, I know. Hang in there, Ellie. I'm letting you down now. Oh, what? Yeah, okay. Like, um, Hammer shot her mother, she shot Faye. Who's shooting who next? Faye, now you hang in there. She took my gun!
Why did you do that, Ellie?
Ellie, what happened to you? How could you?
Don't tell me she's been brainwashed.
It has nothing to do with brainwashing. The majority of my body is comprised of nanomachine colony, not only for longevity, but also to unify with the mother. So don't be surprised if such damage can be recovered rather quickly. Unify with the mother. That girl, Elheim, is our mother. Yes, I am the mother of all humans. Ellie?
What are you babbling on about? Snap out of it, Ellie.
You're as dense as usual, but I don't blame you. So be it. I'll explain to you all about it. This Deus, the one you call God, is an interplanetary invasion weapon system that was built in ancient times by humans from another planet. It was created as an automatic weapon which would act upon its own will to take control of a targeted planet. But this you should have known from the records looking at all the records of Raziel records. Look at the Raziel records. Anyway, during a test run, Deus became uncontrollable. It released its power and annihilated a whole planet. The creators of Deus found it immeasurable power, too much of a threat, and hence forcibly shut down. In order to analyze the cause of the problem, its core was dismantled and placed into an interplanetary immigrant passenger ship to be transported to another planet. Becoming unaware of this, the disassembled Deus resisted. It tried to take over the passenger ship that was transporting it. However, at the last line of defense against the escape of Deus, its creators unexpectedly destroyed the whole ship, sending it crashing to this planet. Deus knew that it would not be able to get away from the explosion of the imminent impact, and so it detached its core from the Zohar'd power reactor. Zohar'd? Yes, Zohar'd. It is the drives all of the gears on this planet. It is the master generator that transmits its energy to the slave generators in our gears. It's also the source of all ether power that inhabits this planet's utilize. By utilizing the energy displacements caused by the actualizing potential future phenomenon, this Zohar'd modifier has the ability to produce infinite amounts of energy.
The source of all our ether power?
Are you saying that all our energy comes from one power reactor or engine? Yes, but there's more. The core that's detached from the Zohar'd, the biological computer Kodonomi, crashed onto this primitive planet. Its activated persona, its life support plant, that can generate organic material. Using it prepared for itself by generating a base system for the day when Deus would be resurrected. Thus, the first humans were created from there, Emperor Cain and the elders of the Gazelle Ministry.
Are you saying the Emperor and the Gazelle Geezers were people born from Deus?
Do you know why the Gazelle Ministry desired the anima relics in your bodies? Well, here's the reason. Before becoming human, the bodies of the Ministry were part of the organic elements in the core circuit that made up Deus. There were two types of organic elements, female type which is called anima, and the male type which is called animus. They were also created with the added ability to become mobile weapons by merging with machinery that was suited for the use of terminal interface weapons for Deus. In other words, the Xenogears you were using were one form of such weapons. The Ministry, which are animists, were to become one again with their separated anima at the time of the resurrection of God. But in the war 500 years ago, they all lost their physical bodies. It was then that they decided to extract their genetic factor from certain individuals of human descendants who carried the appropriate sets of DNA. Also, each of them could become one with their respective anima again. Descendants?
Then we're all.
Yes, you humans are all descendants of Cain and the Gazelle Ministry. They were born for the persona, gave birth, and propagated. They followed their inbuilt program to someday resurrect the heavily damaged Deus. All the people in the world were created solely to resurrect Deus? Yes, but it wasn't just to restore its old body. More than half of Deus is constructed of biological parts. Do you remember those mutated humans? Those are all people who were destined to become replacement parts for Deus. We humans are parts for God? Yes, almost all the people that are destined to become parts for Deus. But you people gathered here are all different. You could say you escaped that destiny by existing through multiple generations. In actuality, there wasn't enough parts for Deus, but Krillian compensated for what was lacking. The reduction in the number of parts was due to humans living through multiple generations, but that deficiency in the human factor was what made up for the nanomachines created by Krillian. Not only that, but his nanomachines added additional functions. Deus has thus evolved into the perfect weapon. Ellie, what has happened? Why do you know all that? I am Yang, the keeper of time, the respective of our god, Deus. I was born to guide you people towards the path of the resurrection of Deus.
That's ridiculous. Miang was just.
You're limited in your ability to understand. Miang's factor exists within all women. The one who transcends the generation, the caretaker of humans. When the previous one dies, somewhere another Miang is awakened. It is programmed to all women's DNA to be that way. Who inherits the duty is just a matter of probability, Faye. That Miang over there and I are the same existence. We're all parts of Deus, all caretakers of humans. Let us end this discussion now. Deus is awakened. I am one of the parts that composes Deus, hence I must become one with it. Ellie, why did it have to be you? If Miang is part of Deus, why did it not happen earlier? It's still not enough for her to just have awakened. Although she may be Miang, she still isn't the true Miang. The true Miang. Let's go, Krillian. All that is left to do is vanquish this planet's civilization and return it to how it was. Then I can complete my unification with the final fragment of Deus, the Zohar'd modifier, the power reactor that fell upon this planet and became our genesis, and now our apocalypse. The eradication of civilization? What is the purpose of doing that? Who knows? The creations of God will someday be a hindrance. That is why they must be eliminated. I am just programmed to act in this way. Wow, so no answers. Okay, this is super helpful. She has no answers. Come. It is time for the awakening of the true mother. Please, wait. Ellie. Farewell, Faye. May you have a peaceful awakening. Toy's the most useless one in our party, right? She had the worst skills in the whole entire game, and she's the most powerful, supposedly. Ellie! Wait, Faye, do not release the system.
Satan, wait! We're only endangeering ourselves. Let's get out of here for now.
Hello, Macabre, our old friend. Oh, isn't that nice? God, the interplanetary invasion weapon Deus had awakened in its arc. Rakava was activated. Deus began to absorb one after the other the mutated people destined to be its parts, while the non-mutated would eventually only become a threat to it. To exterminate us and our civilization, it set into action. The planet's surface was devastated by Merkava and the weapons born from out of it called the Seraph Angels. And while pursuing the newly awakened Deus, we chanced upon Faye, whose whereabouts had been hitherto been lost, and along with his gear, Weltal, discovered together at the place where Merkava was originally located. And we were overjoyed for Faye's return, but it was short-lived. For some unknown reason, Faye was found in a state of suspended animation. He did not regain consciousness. The people of Shavat and we ourselves feared a relapse of its power, and had no choice but to put Faye into carbonite freeze. Your Majesty, why do the people of Shavat fear Faye so much? Even if Graf and its power are comparable. It is not that we fear him. We fear the error we ourselves committed, and now we are simply trying to put a lid on it. The error that you yourselves committed? Shavat instigated a battle 500 years ago, again our independence from Solaris. However, we became overcome with the lust for power. Fearing the war-torn people's will would no longer be with Shavat, but with the Nisan Mother, and that people would assemble under Sophia. The Council of Elders of Shavat back then made a deal with Solaris. A deal? Yes. At the time, Solaris, or the Gazelle Ministry to be exact, were at odds with the woman who held the real power behind the scenes. Would that happen to have been Niang? Most probably it was. Fearing the increasing power of the masses assembling in Nisan, the Gazelle Ministry schemed to hand over to us their antagonist Niang, and promised a division of the rulership over the Earth's surface. But in exchange, we had to give them the rebel that the army had assembled in Nisan and their patron Sophia. The leaders of Shavat accepted, and it was decided that Nisan would be the location of the final decisive battle with Solaris. Shavat did not participate in that battle, thwarted by the awesome numbers of the Solarian army, and with their retreat cut off, the Nisan rebel army ran out of options and were destroyed. Caught up in the middle of all this was Lacan, Bart's ancestor Roni, myself, and Krillian. You were also there? Yes. Surrounded on all sides, we were prepared to die. And then the rebel forces' flagship appeared with Sophia on board. She sacrificed herself to create a path for our retreat. Sophia's ship headed straight for the enemy's main attack and the suicide attack. Thanks to Sophia's sacrifice, we were able to survive. However, her death forever changed the fate of two men. Quillian, who followed closely under her as the leader of Nissan's sex militia, completely lost faith after calling out to a god that would not respond. I will create God with my own hands, were the last words he uttered before he disappeared. And Lacan, he resented himself for having not had the power to do anything while she died in front of him, so he began to research for the legendary power. Legendary power? God's resting place, Mahanan, the source of divine wisdom, Razael, and the anima relics which are created by that very wisdom. Besides these, this is one more legend, and that is Zohar'd. Zohar'd. That has the same name as the Zohar modifier, the power reactor that Miang spoke of, saying it was infinite energy source of God Deus. What she claimed is also the power of our ether powers and the driving force of all of our gears. It would have to be the one and the same thing. It's a place that contains the ultimate source of this world's power. They said that only he would correct destiny to be able to discover its location. Losing all faith in humanity, Lacan sought after its power. Lacan became Graf and the world collapsed. This tragedy happened because of the people's lust for power. I must take part of the responsibility for not having been able to stop it. And now Faith, the one who has the same power as Graf, we just wanted to seal up that dreadful power that arose from our own sinful deeds. Graf, the man once known as Lacan, sought after the power of the Zohar. The one that has the same power as Graf, Faye. I had a premonition that Faye too would awaken and seek out that power, and that presentiment became reality. Not arriving at mental collapse. Sound like an elevator. Where am I? Who am I? This is the memory? Doc. Bart. Rico. Billy. Wiseman. Graf. Everyone, my memories. Ellie? Mother. Who are you? I'm surprised. That's pretty clever. You are id? I misjudged you. I didn't expect you. The fake personality would create a fourth persona. Fourth persona? You can't feel anything. He's shut up inside your ego. And the pressing facts and truths you won't face. You're afraid of them, so you desired to completely shut yourself off from the outside world. And so you formed a fourth persona, a fourth Fae. The name doesn't matter. He's the one on the stage. He's the one who's control of our body. But it is a useless form of resistance. Come with me. Wait, what are you doing? He has the key. I merely want to borrow it. I've got to go somewhere. Are you coming too? That doesn't seem good.
Come on, guys, eat up. You haven't been able to get this kind of food around here lately, have you? Well, this is also due to my business savvy.
What's wrong, Lacan? You kind of look down. What's bothering you? Are you worried about something? It's nothing. I'm just thinking about painting Sophia. I don't know why I agreed to do her portrait. Sophia, you mean your childhood friend who's now the Holy Mother of Nisan? She's not really a childhood friend. I just made her acquaintance at the monastery near my home when I was a child. She went to the clinic there for convalescence. She was frail. So, what are you worried about painting her for? She does not wish herself to become a symbol of her sect. Actually, it seems like she wasn't interested in having her portrait painted at first. But when she heard I would be the painter, she turned around and agreed. That's what I don't understand.
I see. Then she must like you.
What are you talking about?
That's how women are, right, Krillian? Hey, Krell.
Huh? What's up? You're not having any... It's ready to eat? Ah, yeah.
The Holy Mother of Nisan, huh? What are you gonna go out to offend Divine Providence or something, Lacan?
Cut it out. It's not like that. What?
You gotta lighten up a little.
Sophia first showed me the books that are best way to calm the heart, and now I'm hooked on reading. I'm not truly trying to brag, but I've learned a lot of things I never knew before. Lately I've been reading this. What is it? Something I borrowed from Melchior. It's about a form of molecular engineering, nanotechnology. I believe it's a book found in ancient ruins of Zeborn civilization. It's a copy of someone's research report, but it's incomplete. I think there were even more wonderful things written in it, but we'll never know now. What's wrong? You don't look so good. Lately you've seemed melancholy almost every day. Has something happened? I don't know. I just can't paint right now. I'm sorry, but you mind if we stop here for today? I see. It's not good to push yourself too hard. Why don't you rest up a little while? I'll have Krillian take you. Even so, there was a time when I did pretty vicious things. I lashed out at random. Everyone around me feared me, even my friends. I lived a life surrounded by people who looked at me with fear in their eyes. But she was the only one who wasn't afraid of me. She would just smile. Peace of mind. She was the one who taught me that wasn't how I should receive it. She taught me how to live as a human. What are you doing, Lacan? Oh, it's you, Krillian. I was thinking I'd stop painting the portrait. Why stop now? It's the circumstances. I shouldn't be painting her at a time like this. Eventually, she too must stand at the front lines, so... Is that really the problem? Lacan? Her smile, it's killing me. The more she smiles at me, the more I feel my very being become insignificant. Inside my heart, there's an empty existence. Other than painting, I have no worth. Yet she continues to accept my presence. I feel like I'm getting smaller and smaller. I didn't have this feeling in the beginning. I just wanted to paint her one more minute, one more second longer. I wanted to keep on painting forever, but suddenly I couldn't. As the picture neared completion, the empty parts of me started to manifest itself in my brushstrokes. I was meant to be painting her as she really is, but this picture is my own self. My empty self has begun to appear within there. That's why I've got to stop now. Your own self? You are just running away. You can't bear it when she smiles at you. By painting her portrait, you notice the gap between your own inner emptiness and her inner abundance. And you could not fill that gap. That is why you are quitting your painting. You are refusing her. Even so, you still can't bring yourself to leave her, can you? In spite of that, why is it that she continues to smile at you? You can't accept her feelings. You won't accept her feelings. Tell me why. If it was me who was receiving such feelings. You're neglecting yourself too much. Why aren't you kinder to yourself, mistress?
Is this really your true expression?
Yeah, to people who don't know her that well, I guess.
Her smile, I don't know. The smile in this picture is somehow different from the one she usually shows us. I realize Lacan's feelings are in there, but I don't think she's ever opened herself up and shown her inner self to others like this before. You've been painting such a beautiful expression of Sophia. I just can't see the reason why you want to stop.
Beautiful? Forget it. This picture, it's anything but beautiful.
Lacan, you say you're empty, then why do you come along with us? What we've been doing up until now are not just acts of mercy, it's a fight for freedom. Time and again, you've been through this life-threatening situations with us. A man who's nothing in his heart couldn't do that kind of thing, right?
Roni, you're giving me too much credit. As long as you do something to keep yourself occupied, you can ignore the hollowness inside. From the beginning, my very existence itself was empty. It wouldn't matter if I were to die right now. You live, you die, that's all.
Pessimistic as usual, Lacan, and now you're lying. It is just that you're not good at expressing your own feelings. You're not empty, she knows that. That's why she only knows your true. That's why she only shows you your true smile.
I don't deserve to see her true smile. She's the hope of the people, their support. There's so much more for her to do. Why would she open her heart to a mere artist like me? Bro. Hey bro, what are you doing here?
What's up?
The Council of Elders Shavat issued a decision. Tomorrow we will leave for Soylent.
Soylent? That's in Solaris.
Yes, and Sophia will be coming along with us. That's ridiculous. The refugees are still increasing. We can't afford to have Sophia leave Nissan. We're going to Soylent. That's a foolish plan. It's too dangerous. What are the elders thinking? No, it wasn't the council's wish. It was Sophia's will. It appears that she has expressed this desire herself. That can't be. What is she thinking? Originally, we talked about it just being us. Just us. Sophia! Sophia. Lacan, what are you doing? You keep back. I knew you couldn't leave Sophia in your care. I'll protect her, even if it costs me my life.
Why don't you go get some rest, Krill? You haven't slept since the day before yesterday, have you? You shouldn't do that to yourself.
I'm fine. It's not a problem.
Look, I'll watch over her so you go sleep. What will we do if you fall ill? Do not forget you are the head of the Sex military force.
Okay, I suppose you are right. Ellie, I'm so sorry. It was my misjudgment that did this to you. I was terrified. It was like you could see right through me. Your eyes, that look. That was me that was being reflected back in your eyes. I was looking at myself, and thus painting it myself. I couldn't stand it. That's why... Oh, Ellie. What in the heavens did you find inside of me? When you wake up, I think I will ask you that. On second thought, no. No, I don't want to be a burden with you with my concerns. Besides, I wouldn't be able to ask you. I would look into your eyes, and I can't say a thing. I wouldn't even be able to tell you how I feel. You are the sweetest person. Ellie. You are someone who cannot bear to see others hurt by your own actions. But you hold everything in and bear all the burden. If you get hurt in the end, you think that's fine. That's what I like about you. Stop. Don't say that. If you become just another human, everyone will... Humans aren't all that frail, you know? They don't need a symbol who is just appearances only. I believe that if you have light in your heart, you can overcome any hardship. What I have been doing is simply showing people that such light exists in the hearts of everyone. I'm just a woman. And to fulfill my womanhood, I prepared to throw away anything, even this position. I'm just playing the role of Sophia, but I am still me. I haven't changed. A cowardly, selfish crybaby, I'm still the same. Could you live a lie like that and still be happy? I don't know what to do. No, Lacan, I want to live more honestly with myself. To be able to tell the man that I love that I do love him, and I don't care if people get hurt or rejected. You only have one life. I don't want to turn around later and regret not having done such things. Oof. This is so scary because it's like he feels like she abandoned everything because of Lacan and became selfish because love is selfish is what he thinks, I bet. Do you think I'll let it end here? Why not? We are not their possessions. Sophia, what are you doing? I am ending this. You won't need to fight anymore. So Krillian, please open your fist, and with your open hand, gently continue to hold the people who will continue to live. Don't be foolish. We'll help you escape, so please stop. Thank you, Lacan. But, sorry, there's no other way. Ellie! People support each other to live. It's what brings us happiness. To share that happiness, then please, Lacan, live! Well, I can't even do this yell. Ellie! Not seriously anyway, because like, that's gotta have some sort of emotion behind it. Oh boy. We were sacrificed as pawns. In order to protect their own authority, Sophia was... This is the ideal world we've been searching for? What have we been doing? Heading towards Sophia's ideals? Is this our salvation? This isn't fair. Sophia was sacrificed for those bastards. Sophia said if you just have faith, the path to what you hope for will open. But look at reality. God didn't answer our prayers. It is because we didn't have faith? Even if we didn't have faith, Sophia did. Why did she have to be sacrificed? Is God dead? Is he just not there? Maybe God never even existed to begin with. Faith in God. Do not look for it on the outside, for it is something one must build from within oneself. I see. That's it. If God doesn't exist in our world, then I will create God with my own hands. Brilliant. Sophia, please guide me. I will destroy all such false pretenses of love for you.
We need to gather all our surviving comrades. We'll never beat them if we fight them individually. So let's create a country that can someday stand up against them. And what are you gonna do, Lacan?
Ugh, and that's why the painting wasn't finished. Ellie? If only you had that power, you could have saved her. Since when is Mei Yang just randomly shows up afterwards? Like, is she a mental thing and then she becomes a real thing? Or because they said that the aliens crash landed on that planet. You want it, don't you? Unrivaled power. Don't you want to become the absolute being? I love Ellie was there. She's like shaking her head like, no, you don't want to do it. But she couldn't say anything, but she just shook her head. There. That's what I have been sought after. But wait. That's not what I want. No. This is my very desire. Live.
So this is where
Oh no, the gremlins.
so this is where Faye's being held? He deserves it. Let me pray on his weeping face as if you were an idol. As if I would.
This little gremlin.
Yeah. What is this?
I thought I'd never see this gremlin again.
This is terrible.
His voice is also really horrible to do on my voice. Give me like a quick second. Okay.
No matter what, this is going way too far. He's still alive? How could you possibly be? You're human too, aren't you? Darn. Faye, oh Faye.
Crying?
Huh? Midori, it's you. Phew, don't scare me like that. Crying? Who's crying? You mean our friend Faye is crying?
Angry, hurt. He'll wake up soon. It's calling him.
What do you mean?
Uh-oh, children, you in danger.
Wow, what the?
Stop it.
Faye?
Dan, Midori. Run, hurry, run away.
Yikes!
He broke through his carbonite cell. Faye took his gear well tall and went in search of the Zohar'd. He followed Faye's trail. Eventually, we arrived at the location where the Zohar'd had fallen to Earth so very long ago. Nothing could have prepared us for what we were about to see there. What? Okay. Jeez. I don't want to take Billy. Is there like a party change? Because it should be Maria for sure. Let's change. Maria should come in place of Billy. Bart's fine. No, we're gonna check his equips. Yeah, that's what I thought. He didn't have anything on him. Okay, so King's Helm. Golden Vest. Where's the Death Blow Wizardry Ring? Yeah. Crimson Vest, Feathered Cap. Crimson Vest. Bodyguard. Beret. Ruby Helmet. Executor Gun? Okay, and then we need to save. I think I'm gonna delete the last save. Paradise. I think I'm gonna delete the Merkava calls. And then we're gonna go back in and make a save here. Because that was a big chunk of story, so if I ever want to go back and understand it again, I need to be able to go back and watch it again. I mean, I know I have the VOD, but you know. Well, that's why. Oh, well, at least it stays on Maria. Maria's gonna keep it on then. Okay, I assume we've made pretty good progress, right? I'm still gonna keep going though. What time is it? Yeah, we're still got plenty of time. Okay, so I think this is a good party. Maria's just so good for clearing out the waves and stuff, so. Okay. Okay, let's continue. I never thought I'd have to like voice Dan again, and I wasn't like my voice wasn't in Dan range to be able to do him right. But it's alright. It's just for fun. What is that? This must be the place. Wait for me! This is as far as you can come. From here on is my world. You can't enter. What do you mean? You're a subordinate, fake persona. That's why. A subordinate fake persona? Yes. He has been part of my memories from back then. He has sealed away the very meaning of my existence. My drive, my motivation, my subconscious id. Because of that, I became a basic blank persona. And on top of that, I constructed a new persona based on my experiences since then. This is what you are now. Him? You mean father? You call him father? He who never did anything for you? It was because of his cowardly behavior. He'd only been able to protect me. If he had done that, Mother wouldn't have died. Didn't my mother die right after I was born? What really happened to my mother? Tell me, Id. You don't need to know. You'll only disappear soon, along with your basic persona, the coward. How real am I being through the power of existence? Of course you don't know, but it's etched in my metapsychotic memory. Your persona is fake, so you'll never stand on the stage of consciousness. You'll never be able to take charge of the memories from our past lives. I know the dreams and hallucinations. I've seen them many times. Them. I showed them to you on purpose. To break the seal, I chose to weaken your power of your existence. And if your mental energy is weakened, I can become free to do as I wish. What? There are still things inside you which you haven't been shown yet. Huh? Someone's coming. It's probably your friends. They must have followed me. Where are you going? I came to re-establish contact with the existence. To tie together all the threads of your memory since ancient times and then cut them off. This is the fate of the contact. All is ready. It's time for the true awakening. I'll eliminate all who they're full of hypocrisy from the very beginning. Wait for me, Id. You just stay here and observe. That's so creepy. Little creeper, even creepier than Dan. What is this? Hmm? Hey, this must mean this is Weltal's transformed appearance. Oh, it's so glorious. It's so gross. All the slime, you're just like... Whatever. Juicy. It's like a gusher. Red gusher. Ooh boy. Nope. Nuh-uh. Nope. Denied. That freaking creepy eyeball. I know exactly what you are. Good thing. Yay! Let's figure out how to beat this boss. Okay, boost everybody. We don't got time to play around today. I need to hit wild down immediately. Okay, I really gotta start doing damage here. Oh yeah, that looks yeah, that looks bad. Okay. I think he'll heal himself next. I think is how that's gonna go. Oh? Are you okay? Wise man, what? Wise man? It's already too late. Assist me, for I am about to exterminate it. Zohar'd is Deus' core, the slave generator and ether. It's the source of all their energy. After attaining this power, the freshly awakened id intends to annihilate this world. The contact with Zohar'd was meant to have been done after unifying Faye's true personality. No? Keep back. You again. You're always getting in my way. But I cannot be stopped by you. You couldn't even protect his own wife and son. You cannot bear to show your face to your son. And that's why you wear a mask, isn't it, Khan? Ooh, it's Khan! Son! Son? Oh my god, I lost the tens. My composure was gone. Wow. That's right. This man is Faye's. No, I mean my father, Khan Wong. Wow, he blew a circuit just with that revelation. That was a good timing on a reveal. I won't lie. That's pretty good. What happened to Faye? Id. Too bad. The new personality of Faye that you gave birth to and all that work that your persona did to make him perfect, unified whole has been wasted. To be swallowed up by me. I won't permit it. I will destroy you first. As if you could, sissy. Mother died because of your cowardly behavior, and as a result, he ran away from the reality by entertaining it into his memories. And now, I continue my existence bearing all that hatred. You wouldn't be able to imagine what it's like. I wasn't simply working to unify Faye's personality, you know. All that you and I feel, the sadness, the hatred, even though he experienced such things, Faye needed to be encouraged to build himself up in order to be able to comprehend all of this. Faye should be able to understand all of your feelings now. But now that you want to erase the one that understands you, to kill Faye, what is it that you want? Why ask me such a thing now? My purpose is the same as his, total destruction, and that alone. Is this world so bad, such a bad place that it's only you, the hatred inside of you? You're the ones who made me this way, you and that woman, admit it. Hey, can you hear me? Please take this fist full of my memories I'm giving you. Become one with yourself and with me. Faye, where did the real you go? Remember, you were not going to help Ailey? Yes, this is inside it. A world filled with hatred and sadness. That's all that's here. Yes. Now I understand it. Why you hate the world? Why there's nothing inside you? Nothing. Nothing was given to you, deprived of all the happy memories. And yet, it feels pleasant. It almost feels good. Now I get it. There's no need to resist. I was originally just an existence that was created as a cover to hide id. It would be better to return to that place. Let's come together, to wipe away everything, including ourselves. Remember, were you not going to help Ellie? Ellie? That's right. Ellie. I've got to save Ellie. What's his place? And what's he done now? He only called for you for his own sake. This is inside the shell of your basic character, the room of the coward. I'm sure you've been here many times before. I see. I remember now. In my dreams? Everything despised and unwanted he pushed onto me while he shut himself up in his own little shell. The coward Faye. The basis of our personalities. Who are you? You're my... Hey, let's watch this together. This is my most treasured possession. Huh. By repeatedly playing this times he's full of happiness. He lives in his own happy little world. Well, I'm still alive only because of what's in those leftover dregs. Here, I'll show you everything about me.
Madoka!
Madoka Magica, no! He's a witch. Anyway, sorry. Ours was an ordinary family. Strict but reliable father. A kind and loving mother. Up till then, it was complete happiness. But one day, Mother suddenly changed. She was like a totally different person. Oh, she became Miang, right? From that day on, Faye lost his home. Father was away often. He had some important work. When Father was away from home, Faye was taken to a place with mysterious machines. Inside there were many strangely dressed people. Ah, under the facility that Billy was at originally when we were there. Many types of probes were injected into Faye's body as the start of some kind of experiment. Tests caused Faye much pain. Mom, help me. What are you doing? No. No! Mother didn't come to his assistance. Young Faye had no way of resisting, but he was able to endure. Eventually, the experiments became unbearable. Many people gathered around Faye. These people had a high compatibility with the anima relics. This psychic contact with Fae was to force him to awaken, but no one could make contact with Fae. The power drawn out of Fae, regardless of his will, destroyed them all. This is unbelievable. Mother allowed this to take place? Psychic contact? What do you mean by awaken me? To awaken God, everything had to be in perfect order, with nothing lacking. Things divided in the past must become one complete whole again. Countless people died before Faye's eyes. Men, women, the old, the young, even demi-humans. Suffering, grief, fear, ecstasy, a variety of emotions and words lingered, then tumbled about Faye like broken dolls. There was a scene from hell. In front of Father, she acted normally. When Faye tried to tell Father about Mother's strange conduct in the experiments, Father's mind was taken up by his work and he didn't really listen. That it was just childhood fantasies. But he didn't have to endure the pain much longer. Faye's subconsciousness discovered a way to escape from the trauma. He formed a separate persona to deal with the things he didn't like, or couldn't bear. He removed himself from out of harm's way. My role was to have all the things he hated forced upon me the moment they arose. From that time of my division from him, I was dominated by hatred. That hatred naturally turned into destructive impulses. I wanted to destroy everything. Mother, Father, the entire world. Finally, Father noticed Mother's odd behavior, but it was already too late. I had completely separated from that coward, my original self. The puppets were broken, and Faye's heart was too. What would make Mother do such a thing? Mother repeated the experiments to study the power she knew existed within me. Yes, that woman, Mother, was Miang. Yep, I called it. That's a lie. No, it's true. Mother was Miang. That's right, Karen had become Miang. What is that you say? It's something special. Miang does not have only one host body. Miang's roots are all sealed in the genes of all women, and any one of them could become Miang. It just happened to be Mother's turn. Only Ellie was special originally. Oh! Karen, Miang, noticed that Faye's memory time access had increased 2 or 3-fold. She then became convinced that Faye was the contact. Contact? Yes, I was the contact. That's why he called out to me. And why the time had come. Stop it! Cut it out! Dad! Mom, help Dad! Hey Mom, why aren't you helping Dad? Dad's gonna die! Graf came seeking that power that exists within me. To return to his own body, you understand now, don't you? Graf is Lacan. We, his descendants who inherited his lingering thoughts and memories from him, know only too well. Divided 500 years ago, he'd become part of us both. Lacan became Graf. He destroyed everything on the face of the earth. He then mastered how to possess the bodies of others by dwelling in their minds. He was probably enabled to do this after his contact with the existence. The bodies died, but Lacan's spirit continued living by possessing others. He had come to that day to return to his soul, at last, to perfect reincarnation of his physical body, the body of Faye. Father fought him, but he couldn't protect Mother or I. He pitifully fought on while coughing up his lifeblood. Graf made a mockery of Father, and Mother would not even help when he needed her most. As for their son, he couldn't take what was happening anymore. PowerPoint presentation. He gave in to his feelings and released his power, and as a result, Mother died. Mom! And he offloaded the result of his actions onto me. To avoid taking the responsibility for killing Mother, he used me as a shield. I also killed Mother. He pushed all the bad things onto me, but kept all the memories filled with happiness and Mother's love to himself. Then he shut himself away with those memories inside his own shell forever. This is the place. What you see before you is what he made me. He just keeps hanging on to those memories. That's what this was. That's what this is. Stop it, just stop it. These scenes. Are these all there is to us? Enough already. There's nothing here. Just a world filled with deception and pain. It can't be helped. This is our world. This is everything. I was a fool. It was all my fault. I was so busy with my duties in Shabbat that I didn't notice Karen had changed. I couldn't save you when you needed my help. Save me? Why bother saying such nonsense now? It's not going to change anything. The only thing you can do now is die by my hand. Even still, I'll show you that I can save you. Dad! Stop it, Id. Father has done nothing wrong. I know. This one is the real culprit. Mother and Father had no choice. Thanks. Pass it back to me. I'm playing with Mother. This is not reality. It's all lies, it's all fake, it's all a trick. All of it, all of it, all of it, all of it. No, get out. This is my room. I thought you would always be with me. Won't you see reality? Happiness, sadness, aren't these all parts that combine to make the whole? Why won't you show him? Why don't you show Id what you always watch? No, it's mine. I don't want to show it to the person who killed Mother. You should talk. You're the one who killed Mother. No, I didn't. You did. I did not kill her. Mother didn't care for you. Father didn't notice either. That's why you killed her. I didn't kill her. I didn't. Knock it off. We killed Mother. It's no one's fault but ours. Not because she became Miang or because Father didn't notice. Don't look outside for the reason. Don't blame anyone but yourself. Yes, Mother was Miang, and I know that you suffered. No one could have endured it. But you can't push it onto it alone. We're all one person. We all must become one, right? Faye. Walk on your own 2 feet. Face up to the reality that you didn't want to see. Show them that everything you took for yourself. Lies, that woman, this scene, all illusions he made up. My consciousness conceded this trick. I won't be swayed. I... That's enough. Doing this isn't going to solve anything. Mother saved us at that last moment. That is the truth, right? The reality isn't all grim, Id. My power couldn't save anyone. It only destroyed. And I thought that I could only make a connection with others through destruction. But I had to destroy it all. People, the world, even Ellie. No, that's not the case. We can save others just as our mother, despite being Miang, saved us. Our power can save people. We can save Ellie. That's a first. Mother being so warm. To me, she almost seems too warm. Faye, take the memories I have within me. We must know what it used to be like up until now. Know our identity, about who we are, then figure out what ought to be done. Our integration is not yet complete. Elheim! Abel, live. I just can't hand our child over to you. Live. Lacan, live! If God doesn't exist in our world, then I will create God with my own hands. What is this place? My execution site? Why do you turn on me? I thought we were friends. Who is it? Did I cause this? What has happened to me? What have I become? Live! I will live. Even if I go to hell, I'll live until the end of the world. And if the world does not come to an end, I will destroy it with my own hands. What? Faye? Faye? Who is it? Who's calling me? I am Heart. What is this light? I reside in the Zohar, in the beginning and the end, the first and the last. God? Some would refer to me as that. For a certain point of view, it is right to view me as such, but at the same time, I am not. I am also a part of you. Part of me? I'm defined by how people observe me. You're actually talking to a virtual version of me that you yourself create. I am your perception of me. I don't understand what you're talking about. Who or what are you? In one word, existence. Existence. In actuality, I do not have a physical form. I am an existence of a higher dimension, a place you cannot perceive, but in terms you understand. It is a world where everything acts as a kind of wave. It is the source of this four-dimensional universe and the place where time and space is controlled, the fluctuating void, the wave of existence. What does such an existence have to do with me? Long ago, a modifier or pseudo-perpetual infinite energy engine was created. That engine was named the Zohar. The reactor was created by an ancient people from another planet that attained what is considered to be the ultimate energy possible within the four-dimensional universe. Eventually, those people used the same engine to create the ultimate interplanetary invasion weapon, Deus. Zohar was used as a primary source of power, but the unexpected happened. During the connection test of the Zohar with the newly completed Deus, the engine started to examine infinite potential phenomena. Acquiring the energy that the engine connected this dimension to the higher dimensional space, as a result that reactor merged, or synchronized, with the wave existence in that higher dimension. Me. I descended from a point of contact created by the machine through the path of Sephiroth, or the domain you are in right now, and incarnated in the four-dimensional world. After I advented to the four-dimensional world in order to stabilize myself here, I had to exchange or materialize my form to enter the modifier engine. In other words, I became bound in the Zohar, the cage of fleshly existence. Since that time I was bound in the Zohar, I have always wanted to return to my own dimension, and I came to a conclusion. I had to reverse the process I went through to arrive here. I must be released by the one who instilled within me the special feature of this dimension. The will. That one is you. Decided it was me? A special feature? Yes. I was given a special attribute of a human by you, the contact, when you observed me. I was given a mother's will. A mother's will? I'm sure you remember, after my descent, you had contact with the modifier engine Zohar? As a contact being only but a child, you defined my existence with your desire to return to your mother. Thus I came to prepare the mother's will. That will is Elheim. Ellie's disposition was influenced by me? Yes, my will was incarnated through the biocomputer, which is vital for Deus. After combining with me, the biocomputer evolved its functions, and the bioplant generated a central element. That is her. I was split by your contact, my physical form and flesh stayed in the Zohar, while my will went out into Elheim and my power went to you. That's why I waited to unite with you, and now it is fulfilled. My only remaining desire is to break this cage of fleshly existence. In order to do that, I must combine to become perfect by combining with Elheim as well as my other split physical form, Deus. The only way to return to my original dimension is to destroy this physical body. In the four-dimensional world, Zohar is perfect. So in order to destroy the Zohar, I need to strength that was attributed to you. Zohar can only be destroyed by the hands of the contact. What about Ellie? If Zohar is destroyed, what will become of Ellie? Zohar and Deus are one. She's bound to the system by another's will to become with me. In order to release her, it is necessary to destroy that very system that serves as Deus's weapon. However, having been created as a weapon, the Deus system seeks to unify itself all of you for a different purpose than that of mine. Originally, her release should have been performed by me, and the one who desires to return you back to a higher dimension, but I'm also bound to the system just as she is, so I'm unable to participate. You're the only one who can release her from the spell. Just as Deus and I are inseparable, you and her are also inseparable. Alright, I'll destroy the Deus and the Zohar'd, and I'll save Ellie. You have experienced much loss and deprivation in your life. It's very tragic. Our contact and the resulting transference of power and will between you and I most likely played a factor in splitting your personality. I disagree. I can't blame anything or anyone besides myself. Regardless of what may have happened in the past, with the passing of time, the cause becomes more remote. It's a problem that comes from within myself that I must deal with. I see, you have managed to accept these tragedies, to tolerate all things, to comprehend and find where you stand in this world. If you have succeeded to do all these things, I am sure your will to succeed in what awaits you now. To liberate all of us, to use the Xenogears. Destroy Zohar'd. Wait, there's more I need to ask you. The system is awakening. Ask her later. Wow. So let me say this now that we're saving. So how are like that means the end of Saga 3 is such a big reference to like Ellie because he found Ellie as an adult and then little Faye, right? So like I'm super curious now because now I really want to know because people are saying that they're not really connected and they're referenced. But like how is something so clear as that, right? Like that's really rather clear. How is something like that not it just I don't know. It seems a little like I'll have to do more research. I don't know. I don't really want to form like a set opinion on it yet. But in my head this is definitely like I don't know enough about I guess Gears to be like, yeah, this is I don't know. Definitely sus. Anyway, hey Mars, what's up? We are nearing the end of Xenogears. I have this feeling, and so I've been trying to plot through it because, as we've talked before, this is the only Xeno game I haven't beaten. And with Xenoblade Chronicles coming out soon, I wanted to make sure that like I just had all my bases covered, because everything else is like I'm familiar with. So we're pretty much at the end. I'm pretty sure. Um, wait, I'm confused. Why are these saves out of order? 40, 43, 44, 46, 47. Oh no, really? How does this work? So if I save here, hold on. And I delete this save here. I mean, I guess it doesn't matter. I can rearrange the saves, but like, what? I can't rearrange the saves because I can't because yeah, I mean like it's blatantly pretty obvious that like these things are all loosely connected and I know people don't want to connect them and I get that they're technically separate IPs, but like lore wise, like that's such a big like, you know, I don't know, everybody. 43, 44, 46, 47, 48, 50, 51. So if I save here, does this go back to 11? Sorry, I'm trying to figure out my save files because I don't have to go through everything again. I think I'm out of summit. I don't know, but I actually think that, you know. Ugh, yes, I did. Ugh, I guess it's only the last 4. Let me try something really quick. Let me try resetting really quick and fixing this. I just wanna make sure I have this right. No, so like I just like it's too close. They're too close for me not to say that they're related. But here's the thing, right? Is I was talking to Queenie earlier, Mars, and I was like, you know, for people ragging on Xenosaga not being complete, like you can't tell me that like Xenogears is like okay, because we hit disc 2 and like disc 2 is like a little rocky, right? Like you can't tell me that Xenogears doesn't have its own issues too. So I find it so weird that Xenogears people always come in and are like Xenogears is better. I think they're good in their own way, each of them, and it's a little weird for people to be like otherwise about it. So I don't know, you know, like. Okay, cool. I can move the. Let me move everything around. Sorry, guys, about the save moving. But this is a good opportunity to talk about stuff before we finish the game anyway. So, like, if anybody has any comments or wants to say anything or add to anything before we do this last segment. I thought it would be longer, but I guess it's not. I'm moving my saves really quick. But I guess in a way, like if you enjoy a story, oh, there's a big blurb. Never mind my thought. Please throw your thought there. Seems like I had a lot of pains that kind of fell through, like 1 and 2 being one game, the directors being switched during hypes for 2, etc. Yep, I know all that. Going back to continuity, the parallels between the corrupted Abel's arc and the Eldritch feels more like an alternate interpretations of one being a successor to the other. That doesn't mean they aren't connected, but as I said, some things I think are left for interpretation. And I think that's fine, but like as people who came to me, because for many years, what has it been, like 20 years since Xenosaga, something like that. I don't think I think it's 16 years. But ever since, that's been my favorite series, right? And I've analyzed and piled over everything and collected stuff, and just has been such a big part. I'd like to think that I have an idea of like that game really well, and so me having been bitter all these years about like I'm not touching Xenogears because everybody who comes in rags on Xenosaga, right? And then now for me to experience it now before Xenoblade Chronicles 3 comes out in July, right? It's like what people were telling me is not the experience that I'm having. So like it's very misleading. And so I think part of me is sort of like ticked off about that, because it's like this whole time I was like, oh well, people are saying Gears is better, and so I doubled down and became really stubborn about not playing it, right? And so it's like it's one thing to have opinions on things like, oh, these things aren't connected, or you know, I think one game's better than another. But the moment you're like taking something out of context and a narrative out of context, it ruins it for a lot of people, right? Like, where do people get to come off and say play this because I don't know. it just makes Xenogears fans look really bad because it basically was like the stories are always going to be similar. Same thing with Xenoblade, the stories are similar, and it's like you're trying to present it as though they aren't, but they are. You know, so it just makes me feel like a little annoyed with Gears fans. Like, why are they like that? Like, I don't understand. I mean, even if that was the first game to come out in the series, right? Like each iteration is so close to each other. Like I based off of what I've experienced, I'd like to think that they're all connected, and even if they aren't directly, they pay homage to each other. And I think that this guy who's making these games, right? Like that's like his life work, is like he's rebooted it twice. He's now on his third try, right? But like that says like I don't know. I just feel like it's doing it a disjustice to somebody who's like spent their whole career trying to make something they really care about, and there's like so much infighting that it's like so weird. Um. Anyway, we're good now. Let's continue on, I guess. But I guess it is very different though because on the one hand you've got like space aliens, right? Like in Gears, it's like, and not in the sense of like alien aliens, right? Like the sense of in like coming from another place, like foreign to something else, right? It's not literally like, well, I mean, you know. Yeah, and that's the same point, um, to your point, entity is like that's what I don't get though, because like I never was all into that. Like, why would you be into that sort of drama like that many years ago? For me, it was always I always enjoyed it, and it was like I took it as it was, and I don't discourage anybody from experiencing that. So it's a very weird thing to come in now, and people just I don't know. I just never experienced that as well. This is weird for a pessimistic thing for me to say, but I think Western culture has positivity has grown a little, even if it's reaction from the threat of aggression. A lot more fans will accept Xenosaga's story and don't victim blame Shion as much. Though I personally think she was difficult in two and only in two. Um, I had somebody recently who I was watching finished the whole entire trilogy, and that was her problem with it. She was like, Shion was just this cool protagonist. Finally, we had like this female lead who was a scientist and was unique. And usually, video games don't have somebody who's like smart and educated and that kind of thing. And also, it'd be a female role, which is true. Like video games can be very narrow minded sometimes, but Shion was like the shining uniqueness amongst all of that, and that was the initial pull through in Saga, right? And then they said as they went through the following episodes, that sort of dwindled for them. But I don't think that that's the case. I think that they're looking at it through the perception of it being a trilogy, and I don't think that people understood that while it was supposed to be much longer, there were arcs for each character, right? Like episode 1 happened, then we had Junior's arc in episode 2. You know, Saga 3 was like the end of Shion's arc, and then that's where it was cut off, right? So there was so much room for character growth, and there were things that characters were going through in the way that the stories were presented. And I think that the perspective, not only because the games were ended early, but because of the way that everything had to be packed in, I think people lose the perspective that that is only one side of a person, and they're multifaceted. And I think that seeing Shion strong in episode 1, seeing her, you know, at the end of around episode 3 being weaker, I think that you have to understand that she had people around her, and the point was that she could rely on people that she formed those bonds with, and it wasn't always about like self-sacrifice and always like you're the one that has to do everything on your own. I think for her, in her particular circumstance, was like that um she tried to do that, especially near episode at the end of episode 3, was like, you know, and then she literally broke down because of it, you know, but like they got past all of that. I just think it's a very Xenos series in general has always been about the human experience, and I think that's why it's most captivating for people. Um, I don't think that it speaks to everybody. It's the games are not perfect. They're flawed. People are not perfect. They're flawed. Um and I think that's what makes these games loved by people now, which is interesting because back then they were so niche, right? Like these games were so niche and people didn't really have like this um the reviews when they came out. I remember reading them and they were like Xenosaga smart, we dumb, and like the perception of like it's not dumb. It's you get out of stuff what you put into stuff, right? If you work really hard for something and you achieve it and it's because of your hard work, it's because you put it in and you put that effort forth, right? But I think it's the same way. Video games has evolved as a medium, and I think these days people sort of underestimate the how breathtaking it can be to hear the music, visually see how somebody who created something digitally with their hands on screen, or the perception of all the nights that the writer wakes up at night and is like, oh holy cow, I have this idea, I've got to write it down, like, right? All these things come from the minds of people, and I think that people sort of underestimate it as a medium and are now discovering that video games are not just a way to pass time, not just a way to sort of remove yourself from reality and have fun, but a way to show something visually, with audio as well, with things that you can't express in a certain way. And all these features, right? If a deaf person can't see but they can hear, or if a deaf person can't hear but they can see, all these pieces combine together to make a whole. And I think that these days, people having grown up with these things now have this realization that these things coming together is what makes something special. Yeah, Pac-Man eats ghosts. Yep, exactly. Um, but I think that as people start to learn and understand, and some people don't, which is fine. That may not be their thing. They may like movies, they may like other things, but it happens every generation, right? Comics came out a long time ago, and they're like, comics are bad, boo, And then movies came out, and they're like, movies, they can influence your children. And then like video games, it's always the same thing with a different type of medium. But I think that it's how you utilize it, and if you utilize it with respect and not I just think that it's up to technology is a double-edged sword, right? Anyway, enough talking, all of you. We're gonna continue because I want to get through this really badly, so, or at least get to a point where I'm not stuck in like a linear line going down this disc 2, because this disc 2 is really, really weird. Okay, we start off with it exploding. That's a plus. Dad. Dad, are you okay? Dad, I'm sorry. This is all my fault. Hey? You've returned to your own self. You've become one. Yes, thanks to you all. If all of you hadn't called out to me... Dad, don't worry. This is good. This is, after all, Dad? You and... You and I must have come... Huh? Graf? What's going on? I reached the limit of the body I possessed on that day 3 years ago. Oh no! What? Lacan jumped into... How? What? How weird is that? I'm confused. Hold on. So, wait, my brain is wrapping around two things. What you said, Mars, is a valid point, but we will come back to that at a later point. But, like, what the heck inception is this? Okay, so if I get this right, Lacan became Graf, Graf became Faye, Faye split off his personality due to trauma. They're all the same person, but Lacan, who was split from Faye, has jumped into Faye's father's body 3 years ago, but that was when he dropped Faye off in Lahan Village, right? So, like, isn't that sort of like weird self-inception type thing? Because isn't Graf Lacan, which is also Faye? And this is why people are like, I don't get Gears. Because you're literally like 5 people that are the same person. But to be valid, Yuriev does that. So I didn't forget this plot point, but well, maybe I did, because we're now like 50, 60 hours in. We've been at this for 2 months because I can only stream this game once a week for like 5 hours at a time, and we're now like 50 something hours in. So it's been like 2 months. So legit valid, I might have forgotten it if it was like 5 seconds at the beginning of the game. But I reached the limit of the body I possessed on that day 3 years ago. I required a body that would tide me over until your true awakening. That is why I acquired the body of your father. Regardless of your awakening, your merging, and the inherited memories you had acquired, there was no way for you to know of this, since you had lost your memory at that point. Oh, okay, well, at that point in which I merged with your father. Impossible. What about Wiseman? What about father? Of course, they were just parts of me. I couldn't hold on to Khan totally. His ego is far stronger than I had imagined. When my control weakened over the shadow, he showed himself to you as Wiseman. You have awakened. This body is now useless to me. Now I must return to my original body, the reincarnation of my body that you inhabit. Stop it. Dad! I hear you, Faye. You see, he and I are one. I am Khan. Khan is me. He has become one with me. You two should open your heart and unite with me. Then we could go on to eliminate everything. No, I can't allow you to control me. Protecting your master? Then so be it. I'll merge with the both of you in your machine. Then now, come Faye, fight. It's no use. I know you're Lacan and that you're a part of me, but that doesn't change you being my father. I could never really fight you. You're so naive. Why don't you understand that your nativity is what killed Sophia and killed your mother Karen? Still can't get over the fact that she's named Karen, but whatever. I already know that. That's why I swore we never would run away again. That's why I must rescue Ellie. So don't get in our way. Wake up. Open your eyes, father. Lacan? If that's the case, then fight me. Fight me. I can't. I see. Then there's no choice. Since you're so unwilling to fight, I believe I'll have to use them as bait. Stop it. Don't we have the same memories? Can't you also remember that sadness you felt way back then? Why then? Why must you destroy everything? If we stop Deus, won't this all be over? You still don't understand even after your contact with his existence? I came to understand after my contact with the existence that even if Deus was destroyed, as long as humans still inhabit this land, Miang Alheim will be born time and time again. Then all living things may as well perish along with Deus itself. That's the only path to freedom. The path that releases us from eternal cycles of life, the tragedies of history, and the spell of fate. Once I awaken Deus as a weapon, I'll obliterate all living things. Then I'll use your awakened self, that machine, to return everything to nothing. That's what I concluded. Miang and Elheim are not just Deus mouthpieces. That woman is its main body. Why can't you see that? It's not true. She gave her life for me by shielding me from harm. Her eyes weren't Miang's. Mother came back at the last moment. Miang, Mother, even Ellie. We're all humans born on this planet. Deus doesn't matter. You'll see. I'll bring Ellie back. Father? No. Graf? Lacan? If you won't back down... Never. Then I have no choice. The time has come to truly become one. Get wrecked, Graf. Oh, we'll see. He just Irish clog stomped me. Okay, so booster. I don't care about that. I assume I have id. Oh, I don't have id mode, do I? Because I'm fighting id. I'll just use id mode. Oh my gosh. Help me, guys. I'm sorry. Some days. Do I? Where is said mode? Oh, you know what? I'm gonna up my attack. Oh, I know, but I just in my head I still used to it being there, and we just went through this whole thing mentally, and I haven't processed that. I'm processing it now, but I get it. Keeps trying to clog me. Oh, okay, don't use death blows? Gotcha. I will keep attacking to the advice of everyone. Imagine like the game telling me that like there's a functionality that I need to look out for after that. Yeah, but I can't hit level 3 because I don't have all the death blows, right? So like, isn't that impossible for me right now? I'm pretty sure I don't have level 3. Because I missed the tutorial at the beginning and didn't get level 3. I'm pretty sure. Because I'm only hitting level 2. Yeah, I don't get to be super cool because the tutorial is missable at the beginning. How that one mistake at the beginning of a game ruins your whole entire playthrough. It's crazy that they didn't tell me that. But, you know, whatever. We'll keep it for the final battle, I guess, if I can unlock them before then. Yeah, sorry guys. Disappointing, I know. Why don't you finish me off? If you don't get rid of me, then you cannot get what you want. It's alright, Dad. I understand. You are not Graf. You are my father. You and Graf are one. Your will and purpose never change. Math! Woo! The secrets of the universe. I knew that once we fought, but let's stop now. Our objectives should be the same. It is the same as becoming one. We don't have to fight. What? My body... Zohar'd is after you, the last piece combined with the Deus system. It seeks to unify with you, the first to have been divided from it. What? This is what Lacan wanted all along. After all, I am in perfect existence. It was inevitable that it would come to this, considering that it happened in the past. Lacan's imperfect secondary contact with the wave existence split his personality in two. Eventually his body died, but the original Lacan transmigrated, bringing the destiny of becoming a contact with him. He was reborn as your present body. The remaining persona, just his desires, lived on separately by possessing the bodies of others. This is Graf. This is me. I may have inherited Lacan's will, but I am not the same as the contact Lacan. It is impossible for me to make a real contact. There would be no true melding and release. Even though our bodies may be different, I am still half of you. The fact remains. Although I am imperfect, I can merge temporarily with the Zohar'd, and thus may be able to buy you some time. This is the only way I can be one with you. This is all I can do. Deus system will start to look for you again. Before then, you have to destroy the newly perfected Deus and this Zohar'd modifier. You are the only one who can destroy the physical barrier that encases God's body. Dad, as you said, that was Karen. Through many generations, Miang is beginning to break free from her bonds. Now that Elham is merged with Deus, she has all of her memories back. All the memories from her original birth as the contact's complement up to her current transmigration. That includes all the lives she has lived as Miang and her substitutes over the centuries. And of course that includes your mother's memories too. Mother's memories? Faye, cut away all the binds of mankind. You should be able to do that now. Save her and all the other women bound with her. I'm begging you, Faye. Aw, so he loses his father that was like, felt bad this whole time, but he can save his mom still? That's a plot twist. If you... Wow, okay. What's this? This pendant. Is this Sophia's or my mother's? It's nothing. I'm just talking to myself. I'm sorry for all the trouble I've caused everyone. Thank you all so much. Anyway, let's get going. There's a little time left now for me and for our planet. What is this place? This is where it all started. This is our genesis. Humans were born here. Long ago, Deus crash landed on this planet in an interplanetary colony ship. In order to revive itself someday, Deus detached the Zohar'd modifier's core. After this, the core unit came down here. A single woman awoke and arose from out of it. She's the mother of all humanity. After she awoke, she used all her power to bear several beings. These would become the ancestors of the whole of humanity. These were the Emperor and the Gazelle Ministry. Finally, she gave birth to replicas of herself to humans' caretakers. Two selves, the human mother and their weapon. The subject and the complement. That is Ellie and Miang. The sole survivor from the colony ship, met Ellie and everything started from there. The land of Genesis, Katamoni, this is that place. That's incredible! That you can clearly remember the past so long ago? I mean... Usually, human memories cannot be passed down through the generations. Humans do not normally have the ability to compress and store memories in their introns. But Ellie and I and Miang are different. Due to our connection with the wave existence, that is, due to the Zohar's ability to change possible phenomena, we can clearly store data in our introns. In other words, we can leave behind memories to be inherited by our descendants. And just as the wave existence is bound inside of the Zohar, the information is affixed to me, so to speak, by some of the power of the wave existence. And then this is the form when Ellie and Miang were still one being. This is the first woman of our world. Our mother. Let's go, voices! Everybody's here! Okay, let's go.
So, if we destroy that Zohar'd thing, everything will be over, right?
Yes. The source of our ether powers and the source of power from the generators that make our gears work, it all comes from the Zohar modifier engine, which can control any potential phenomena. If we destroy it, Deus, the Seraph Angels, will all be deactivated. And then we should also be able to free Ellie, who has become bound by the Deus weapon system as Miang. Right, Faye? Yeah, that's what the wave existence said. But then there is the downside. It will also mean that we no longer are able to use our gears or our ether powers anymore.
What are those Seraph Angels all about anyway? That odd appearance is as if they lack something, as if they were neither living beings nor mere weapons.
Zohar senses the human consciousness and incarnates the Seraphs.
Human consciousness?
Zohar itself involves the principle of uncertainty. The observer's perception of Zohar determines the entity it actually becomes. In other words, I believe that those angels are incarnations of spirits of people. The people who have been absorbed by Deus to become parts of it.
So, what merit is there for them to gain in eliminating all civilization?
Is it some kind of hatred for those humans who have survived? Of course not. Those people who were created and assimilated as parts of the Deus would have no such intention. Try to remember what Ellie, when she became Yang, said. The creations of God will someday be a hindrance. That is what they must be eliminated. Yes, that is why Merkava is being used to begin with the destruction. But Deus is not following its programming of exterminating all of the civilization. The Seraphs, which are terminal interface weapons for Deus, are using their bodies composed of nanomachines to absorb massive numbers to people regardless of whether they are dead or alive. It is not discriminating between the mutant and non-mutant people. This is highly peculiar. The fact that the people who are meant to be destroyed are being taken in as well. That is the absolute opposite of what it's supposed to be doing. Maybe there aren't enough parts. That is unlikely. Aside from those bodies that were destined to be parts for it, Deus, who's already acquired the abilities of the nanomachines, can just about use any material to construct its body. It's obvious it has other intentions in mind. Those intentions, Brilliant has called Deus the Mother. If God is the Mother, then the motives are coming from the Great Mother. Impeding the growth of its child, enveloping it, it brings the child back to the womb to become one with it. This is the motive. Such a program does not exist within its design, though. It was probably given this unique will by someone, either from Ellie, who was merged with Deus, or... Either way, it doesn't change the fact that we have to fight it. Regardless of what their intentions are, the problem is how we're supposed to deal with them. You think we can only do it in our current state? This secret battleship Excalibur will be able to take part in the final battle. Additionally, the military potential of all surface forces will be assembled here.
Even if we can put together a massive force, we still don't have the problem with the main armament of the Merkava. We need to know how to take that out, as long as we don't do that.
Merkava's ultra-long-range cannon has the ability to vaporize any substance. On top of that, they have a barrier around their perimeter that nullifies all attacks. We've fought against the Merkava many times to try and stop its onslaught. However, we cannot get close, hence we have to withdraw every time. Damn it, no matter how much we try to want to save Ellie, if we can't get in the inside of Merkava, it's meaningless. To add to that, there is the problem of the Seraphs. They function as the terminal interfaces weapons for close defense. I can easily say that the attack power is equivalent to that of the Omega class.
They even had the regenerative ability due to the nanomachines.
Don't be concerned about that. I was able to obtain some data from Xenogears. You see, Xenogears have mutagenically evolved due to its contact with the Zohar'd. Using that data, all of your new gears ought to be able to be completed soon. Additionally, all the other weapons and armaments are being modified to implement the disassembler device. Disassembler device? In contrast to the nano-assemblers, which create matter to repair with, the disassemblers have the ability to dismantle or destroy matter. They can even deactivate the nanomachines, restoring ability by disengaging their repair programs. This should be sufficiently effective against the Deus Seraphs. Alright, even if we can deal with the angels, just how are we going to deal with the Merkava? We can't even get close to that thing. There is no such thing as perfect defense. There is a way. Look over here. Merkava's main gun requires a 1.2 second interval to reload because of its tremendous output. Upon firing, although it is only sectional, there will be a portion of the barrier that will be open. There is a 1.87 second delay before the barrier reforms in that area. If we can use this window of time to target and destroy the cannon, it will be possible to close in on it. If we can get close enough, we can break through the gravitational spatial correction. Well, this is the rough idea. Unfortunately, we don't have a long-range cannon. That could acquire a target in such a brief time frame.
So what are you saying is it just we need to shut that annoying cannon up, right?
You want to go on into the Merkava?
Now you're being reckless again. That's suicide.
No, listen, we're not just going to rush in. The Yggdrasil 4 and the Excalibur are also equipped with barriers. That's what we'll use. Although only for a short time, we can withstand a direct hit from Merkava's main cannon. Then we can close in and watch for that part of the barrier to go down, then destroy the cannon.
How long will our barrier last?
About 20 seconds or so.
That's all? It wouldn't matter how fast we fly. If that amount of time, we'll be without the barrier before we can get within the firing range. And those numbers are valid only if the generator is at full drive, right? You can only get those numbers if we sacrifice all of their output in propulsion.
I'm not suggesting we go in guns blazing. No, we're gonna lose. We're gonna go physically put a lid on it directly.
Huh?
As you've said, the Yggdrasil 4 and the Excalibur barrier can't sufficiently defend against Merkava's attack. At least with one generator, that is.
Meaning?
Meaning we could defend against the Merkava with twice the amount of time, 40 seconds. If we couple the two generators together this way, we can make it into the heart of Merkava.
Then what about the propulsion?
Just hear me out. This is what we do. First, we transform the Yggdrasil into heavy assault mode and load it into the Excalibur so we can couple the generators. By doing that, we can reduce the energy usage down just to support the hull on the ship and generating the barrier. This will allow the most of the energy to be devoted to generating the barrier. Next, shift the barrier to full front and focus it to a single point where their main cannon will be its track. Now for movement. First off, we develop a barrier by engaging Excalibur's generator to maximum output. For propulsion during that time, we'll install the Yggdrasil with one of those solid rockets we got from the ruins of the mass driver. When Excalibur's barrier expires, we'll use Yggdrasil's force generator to develop a barrier. Then we'll detach the solid rockets and shift Excalibur into conventional flight. Using this method, we can get right into Merkava's face. After it fires, it'll be defenseless. During this time, we'll block the muzzle of Merkava's cannon with Excalibur's bow ram, upon which we should have a 0.67 seconds. With the cannon fire of the Excalibur, we'll destroy the Yggdrasil Force slave generator and incapacitate the Merkava along the way, then we break through. That's the plan is all about. The combination of the barriers of both ships, storming the Merkava, the timing of the cannon fire of the Excalibur, they're all going to be crucial. Mess up in one of these things and the consequences are going to be severe. Hence, it'll be necessary to have both crews sync with each other. That's why I'd like to play Sig in command of the Excalibur.
I have no qualms with that.
What do you think, Queen? Will you lend us your battleship?
Since this appears that there's no other alternative, let us go with that. Please use it as you see fit. But are we not cutting it uncomfortably close? When you calculate the arrival time and the barrier generation time, you will see what I mean. And once mishap will put us in a situation where we could run out of power the barrier before our arrival. Also, we'll be devoting both generations to keeping the barriers up. Won't that leave us without perimeter defenses? We won't stand a chance if we get engaged by the Seraph Angels on our way to Merkava. We'll hold them off. You can count on us. You guys just concentrate on taking out the main cannon.
Thanks. We're dependent on you.
Alright. Already everywhere else has been taken out. This is the only place that's left. This is going to be the true final battle. Man, I almost had that perfect with that flubbing a line, and I flubbed the line because I was like looking at I was looking at the chat, I was like laughing. I was about to laugh anyway. We set out to silence God's Ark, Merkava, which was the epitome of the offensive and defensive power, and the storm inside it. We initiated the operation to destroy Zohar'd. Merkaba, please. Merkaba. Whee! Just ram it. I hope we get a Franz moment. I hope I get to like talk as Franz one more time. That'd be like the ultimate cap to this game is a Franz line.
That's a cookie!
There, Franz is there.
That's a cookie!
Gloria! Whoa, that's a big explosion. That's it, everybody. Oh no, this one actually crashes into the planet. I thought we had to disintegrate the pieces or something. Give me Franz, baby. That can't be.
A secondary explosion.
Oh no. I should have known better. What a miscalculation. The explosion was too big. It reacted to the main condenser right underneath the main cannon. And introduced a secondary explosion. How could I have been so stupid?
You mean we overdid it?
Why did I not realize it sooner? This means we might have... Oh no, Ellie. Oh my gosh, Ellie.
What is it? What is it this time?
Hey, Satan! What more's going on to happen? What's gonna happen? Quit flubbing my lines.
Something is happening in the center of the Merkaba. What could it be? Yes, Satan, overdid it, huh? Yeah, that's overdid. I think that's not overdid. I think that is very big. Mars, I don't think they're gonna be able to open that jazz band now. Just saying. At that time, the earth quaked and shook, and from the location where the Merkava crashed, a giant object appeared. It was Deus' final form. The Merkava was merely its vessel. Deus evolved through the use of Krillion's nanomachines into a planetary-scale weapon and began terraforming. It was an attempt to convert the entire planet into a weapon. We retreated back to the base of the snow plains to form a new strategy. We decided to go back into Deus. Time was running out for us. The truth of it all. Oh man. Where are we? And also, why is this my party? I want Maria! Leave it to this game to constantly try to not give me Maria. How dare. The one, like, character that I just, like, enjoy Maria, and who else do I like? Do I have another person I like in this game? Bart's alright. Bart's pretty cool. Maria, Bart. Billy's alright. I don't know. They're all pretty good. Okay. What is this? Mr. Cow! How do we have a cow here? I don't understand. Oh, I understand now. We're in Shavat, right? Wow. Well, I guess I won't finish it today. How much further is there? Can somebody tell me how much further? Because like, I think I have to like end it today. I think what I'll do is I'll try to end it today and I'll try to finish it tomorrow. So we're gonna wrap up for today. Unfortunately, I can't stream next week, so the plan is all my VODs. I'm still gonna have time to edit. So, Xenogears is 018. Well, I mean, there's a, it's, you know, at this point I understand why it would have been 018. All the VODs will be up to date and current. I'm gonna work on backload VODs, so that would be Final Fantasy 12. Never got released onto YouTube a year ago. Final Fantasy 7 intermission, the like Yuffie section. I never did a playthrough on Twitch for FF7 remake because like I was alone all the time back then, so I didn't do that. But that's my most requested one. That one and Final Fantasy 13 trilogy are my two most requested streams right now, which is pretty interesting. Not that I mind, I love both. Like they're both fantastic, but that's just really weird. So again, that's it pretty much for this week. Thanks everybody again. So, alrighty, and thanks Mars for coming by and helping me with stuff. I really appreciate it. So, I will see you all later. If I can get on tomorrow, I definitely will throw it in the Discord. Be like, I'm on, or tweet or something. So, I'll see what happens. So, night everybody. Bye. Thank you for coming by.
Friend says thank you. Woohoo! Good night.